So you're tired of being broke, then this video is for you. Now I know you have been working hard for the past few years. In fact, maybe for the past decade, for the past 20 years. You do so much every single day, you try so hard every single day. And yet, by the end of the month, you look at your bank account, you're still broke. Then you go to social media, then all these influencers, retired at 30 years old, travel all around the world, then some of them bought a Lamborghini at 25. Then sometimes when you go watch Karen Fu vlogs, you see her going onto a 5-star hotel stay. I can tell something, okay? First thing first, I am where I am today because I was that broke. Because here's the thing, I grew up in a family where we were middle class, but slightly upper middle class because my parents had Mercedes-Benz. Until one day, shit hits the fan, just like how life is, okay? My parents, they are stock investors. Ever since I was born, my dad is a full-time stock investor. Of course, he did many things on the side. My biological dad, okay? And to cut the long story short, let's not go into too much detail because I've already mentioned those details in the past videos. We lost everything. My dad sold our home, all the cars, and when it comes to my university education, all my classmates had their father fund them through university, but when I turned to my biological father, he basically told me, don't study. Just don't study. Just don't study. Even though he has a lot of money, because those money, he would rather use it to fund all his... I don't know how many he has, but those girls are more important than his own daughter. That's what I felt. So when I wanted to go home, I have no place to go. So I went around finding places to rent, saving money just to have enough to eat, to pay rent, then working odd jobs. I was a competitive swimmer, so I worked as a swim coach and also maybe a lifeguard back then. And I had to work so hard to get straight A's so that I can get a scholarship. Why am I telling you this story? Because I want to tell you that was a blessing in disguise, even though it was the most painful, heart-wrenching, heartbreaking time of my life. Because imagine if my biological dad be like, I got everything taken care of, you don't need to take a student loan, which I did. I'm going to fund you through university, buy you a home too, which a lot of my classmates did for them. Buy you a home too, don't need to pay rent, okay? Daddy's got everything taken care of, okay? I probably wouldn't be where I am today. I probably wouldn't do everything that I can to master investing and trading. Let me give you one more example, okay? Yesterday I was reading this book. Okay? A research has found out that kids who have their parents fund them through university, buy a home for them, pay for their mortgage, help buy them a car, to give them a head start. Kids who have parents' financial help, on average, are less wealthy than those kids who have not received any help. Less wealthy in the long term. Because rich kids who has had money given to them just like that, don't need to work hard for it. Mommy, daddy got you covered. First thing first, most of them became soft, comfortable. Second thing, they wouldn't do shit that I do, and a lot of broke kids do, which is to find a job at an early age. 17 years old, I went out to find my own job. Broke kids be out there, 16, 17, 15 years old, finding a part-time job, try to earn some extra income. And when they do that, they will realize the value of money. Because let's say you want to buy an expensive cup of coffee, okay? $10. You'll be like, so I earn $5 per hour, carrying all these boxes, getting scolded by customers. Do I want to work 2 hours, go through 2 hours of hell just to buy 1 cup of $10 coffee? Rich kids don't understand this type of thing. So what's the point of telling you all these stories? Because I want to let you know that when you are broke, when you're down there, you have no way to go but up. No way to go but up. And also, when you are broke, you would do everything that you can to maximize the limited amount of resources that you have. Because when rich kids have too much, they'll take everything for granted and then become more entitled as a result of it. Now, I'm not telling you, okay, I should intentionally become broke, spend all my money and make sure that I become broke. What I'm telling you is that if you have no choice right now because of life circumstances and all that, and you're broke despite working so hard, I want to tell you, don't be discouraged because you have something that a lot of rich kids don't have, rich people don't have, which is determination, drive, and the perseverance. Because I don't want you to look at those influencers on social media and be like, you know, they are living a good life, I'm such a failure. They're traveling all around the world, enjoying their life, and yet I'm here being broke. Because you see it all the time, okay? This young 20-year-old started a company, became a billionaire, multi-millionaire, sold his company, became rich, traveled all around the world. Then 2 months into that lifestyle of doing nothing, they became lost, then got bored, don't know what to do with his life anymore. You see it all the time. Retire in your 30s, travel all around the world. 3 months into the trip, what's the purpose of my life, dude? Like, what's this for? What's this all for? So I don't want you to glamorize like the retirement lifestyle, financial independence, FIRE movement, where after you retire early, at an early age, means you have made it, means all your problems, life problems will be gone. I don't want you to glamorize that lifestyle, thinking that that is the way to go. I don't want you to look at those people and then be like, there's no chance for me to succeed. Why is it that 80% of the millionaires are self-made and only 20% have received help from their own family, relatives, somebody else? Why is it that so many millionaires, in fact a lot of millionaire friends that I know, started from nothing? Because, like I said, when you start with nothing, when you have nothing to show for despite all your hard work, you have nowhere to go but up, and you make the most out of what you have. You'll be more driven, more hardworking, more perseverant than a rich kid who's handed $1 million the moment they are born. That's why even my stepfather, even though he's a CEO of his company, he has multiple branches, of course he could give me money when he wants to, when I ask for it. That's why I try not to ask him for money. In fact, I give him money. That's why I try not to be like, Dad, could you buy me a car? I will earn it myself. And also because when people give you the money without you earning it, it is not satisfying when you spend it. When you work hard, going from broke to becoming successful, that is so satisfying. Because there are so many people who come to my inbox and be like, Karen, could you give me $1,000, $2,000? If I give you that money, I would just turn you into an entitled piece of shit that you already are right now. I had a public speaking mentor told me 99% of his mentees quit. 99%. And he wrote on Facebook that I was the only one who took action. Okay, I'm not trying to brag to you, but because I had nothing. I was broke at one point working as a cashier, but it's my mentor who is the one who believed in me. Because when I was broke, guess what? Some people in my life, close ones, left because I was broke. Again, if you were not with me, not around me, not supportive of me when I was broke, don't expect to be around me once I made it. So when you become successful and those people left you when you were broke, tell them to go F off. You don't need these pieces of shit in your life, okay? And also a good thing, when you're starting with nothing right now, when you made it, okay, it is a lot more satisfying as compared to if you started with $1 million on day one. The success would be a lot sweeter starting from zero as compared to when you're starting up here. So craft this beautiful success story in your life starting today.